Just stick your mouth on that cock and please stop talking.
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
What's up, guys? And today we're going to be talking about interracial porn. I feel like I may have already made a video on this or something related to this in the past, so if you guys know that I have, post that link in the description. You don't have access to my account. Post that link in the chat. This isn't Twitch. Post that link in the comment section and I'll put it in the description and we can compare and contrast and see how I feel about it. If it's different from like 2 years ago. Probably not, but the reason that I decided to do this video is because there's a little extra twist to it. I got this email today from A1 Derek R, who said, "Hey Tara, I don't know if you take or appreciate suggestions for new videos. I'll take a chance anyway and suggest one. Can you do a video about the rising popularity of interracial porn? Thanks." Okay, so to answer his question, I do take suggestions. I absolutely adore suggestions. One thing I don't really appreciate is it being sent to my business email. I prefer that you tweet it to me or that you put it in the comments section of the videos. I'm very, very open to answering publicly any questions or any suggestions you guys have for me. I really appreciate that. It very much helps my content. Not only does it give me great ideas for content, but it also helps shape my content around what I like, but also what you guys as an audience want to see. So Derek, while I appreciate it, please don't send it to my email. I actually have a very strict purpose for my email, and it's like 100% business, bills, things like that. My social media, totally open to any suggestion, always. And I'm not very hard to reach, I promise you. Anyway, with that said, I absolutely adore interracial porn. It's not because I prefer a black man or an Asian man or something like that over a white man or a couple who are of the same color. It's just that interracial porn has gotten so good these days, and there are many other reasons why as well. And we'll talk about why I think it's popular these days, and that I think has a lot to do with political and social climates, which is kind of interesting. You know, I love doing these topics where I can talk about philosophy or something related to biology and why we are the way that we are, the latter of which probably has nothing to do with what I'm gonna talk about today. And also just overt, gratuitous sexual topics. And I haven't done one of those overt, gratuitous sexual topics that actually has a little bit of substance to it in a while, so why not just do it today? Firstly, and I don't know if this contributes to the fact that interracial porn is seeing a rise, I'm not even sure if there's any substance to that claim. Possibly the person asking me the question has just seen a lot more of it on the porn sites, or maybe all of his friends like it and it's more of like an anecdotal experience. I don't know if there's any actual statistics that we can base that fact on, that there's actually a rise in people watching interracial porn. But honestly, to me, when I think interracial porn, I think a white woman and a black man, and I think most people would agree with that. I personally mostly watch interracial porn that is a white woman and a black man. And as with all porn, I'm only really interested in it if it's high quality, if the girl has big fake tits and she has the bimbo look, or at least a really, really good body, and the guy has a giant dick. And obviously you've heard the whole thing that men on average have a bigger dick if they're black, but with the porn industry, it is much, much more prevalent that a black guy will have a big dick. Don't get me wrong, you can totally do porn if you're a black guy with a small dick, but it just doesn't happen as often. Like if I look at a thumbnail and I see a guy fully inside a girl, so I can't tell how big his dick is, and I'm like, should I click on this? I'm more likely to click on it if he's black, not because I prefer black men. I have nothing wrong with black men. Hot black men are great, especially in my porn, but because I know that there's a higher percentage of black men being hired in the porn industry with gigantic dicks. Higher percentage of black porn actors with big dicks equals more chance that I'm gonna like the porn and not have to go look for something else. Also, can we talk a little bit about Blacked and how high quality the porn is? I'm a proponent of making porn much more artistic, but still being just as dirty and hardcore and crazy as it is right now. I think there's usually two sides. I want porn to have no story. It doesn't matter what the music is. It doesn't matter how good it is as long as it's just like HD ass and pussy. And then on the other side, you have people who would enjoy porn for women, like the kind of cinematic 50 Shades of Grey, don't really show the in and out motion, not hardcore porn. Porn for women, as I said. I like to combine the two. I like artistic smut. I like good music, I like really high quality cinematography, and I feel like Blacked is doing that the best. I don't really care so much for story, but if they could make a story where the girl didn't have a Valley Girl accent while she's trying to act, and didn't just immensely make me cringe, I would probably watch the story parts of it too. But usually it goes like this. The male actor is usually a decent actor. Hey love, why don't you come over here and suck my cock? That's my best Danny D accent. Dude, if you speak that way, not saying you have to be unintelligent, but it literally makes me want to objectify you. Just stick your mouth on that cock and please stop talking. I know that's probably gonna be a controversial opinion, but I can't stand the way some porn girls talk. Anyway, so maybe there's a correlation between the fact that one of the biggest companies that does interracial porn, Blacked, has such high quality and the rise, but I don't think that's the main reason that interracial interracial porn is more popular if it is. The main reason I think interracial porn is more popular if it is that we have a huge race war going on right now. And you know what makes something sexier than anything in the world, at least behind closed doors to most people? Something that's not allowed, taboo, or not common. There are many black athletes that are saying that there's institutionalized racism. Every white person who's on the conservative side is a Nazi, apparently. And we have this huge inherent racial divide, at least on the internet, at least in comment sections, at least in politics. And let's be honest, I hate politics, but I have never been more into politics than I am this presidential cycle, just because it's thrown in your face literally everywhere, and a lot of it has to do with scandal, with philosophy, with how the world should work, with should we impeach? I don't know, I've just taken more to the content creators that talk a little bit more about politics, and I'm more interested in it now, and I think that is a consensus amongst everyone everywhere. They hear about the terror attacks, they get afraid, they want to hear about the news talks about politics, everyone else is talking about politics. In America here, we have our celebrities becoming politicians, so it's kind of hard to avoid these days. And when you have your black friends going against your white friends, your liberals going against your conservatives, lo and behold, we have more people being turned on by interracial porn, the thing that's not as easily accessible as the olden days when, you know, we actually didn't care about race that much. When I was growing up, when it wasn't taboo to make an off-color joke. To be honest, the more something becomes taboo again, the sexier it becomes, and the more people in the privacy of their own homes, in their very vulnerable sexual moments, will want to see something like that. And I really wish that wasn't the case. I wish I could see interracial porn for free when I open the blinds and see my next door neighbors. That would be hot. Anyway, some of my favorite interracial porn has to do with people like Peta Jensen getting gangbanged by like 5 black dudes. I think that's super hot. Also, as I talked about in my Do I Like Black Guys video, which a lot of people called me a racist for just because I don't like some parts of culture that come from the black community. I don't like rap culture, but I kinda like it when a bunch of hood black guys fuck the shit out of some like rocker chick. Or some like super valley girl blonde chick. It almost seems to play in a little bit with my rape fantasies. I think the contrast is hot. I think the fact that she's liking it so much and that they're liking her white ass so much, it's just really hot. I think every woman and man once in their lives should have sex with someone who they don't agree with politically or who is completely opposite of them, who maybe they wouldn't be able to have a relationship with, but it's just really fun to get fucked by that kind of person. Also, can we just go back to how high quality blacked porn is? Blacked, you're doing such a good fucking job. Never quit. Do I watch interracial porn often that involves other races? Do you even call it interracial porn if it's like a Mexican chick and a white dude? Because I don't really, at least you can't really tell if someone has a little bit of Hispanic in them. Kind of hard. But as for like Asian and white or Asian and black, I really only like Asian chicks as much. Asian guys tend to have smaller dicks, or at least their emphasis in porn isn't put so much on the dick. But when I see a really hot Asian guy, oh my god, that's the best thing ever. I'm not against any kind of interracial porn, and I have to be honest, I am watching a lot more interracial porn these days, as it's harder to find porn stars that I don't know about or porn that I haven't watched. I'm just like, yeah, let's go for the big dicks and the ramming and forcing of these big ass members inside this tiny white girl. That sounds like fun, let's do that. That is my verdict on interracial porn, why it's more popular, why today's political and social climate has changed it. I know, man, it's crazy to talk about the most degenerate shit and also add a little hint of logic and philosophy in there. My favorite thing. I love combining things that I love. Like combining gaming and sexiness, or black dudes and white women. And honestly, when people try to play the racism card, like there's some kind of inherent racism in the fact that some women will fetishize a black man or a big black cock, I always just say, shut the fuck up. This is your sexuality. It's not a political statement. It doesn't say anything about the person. In that moment, it's okay to objectify those two things, and it's okay to appreciate something's sexuality and eroticism without trying to make a whole blanket statement about a race of people as actual people. We're all individuals. We should focus less on race, and part of focusing less on race is getting offended at things that are race related. Your race says little to nothing about you other than your heredity from many, many years ago. And it does seem like a lot of people who get offended about race things are kind of stuck in the past and what happened in the past, even if it doesn't directly affect you anymore. And even if it does somehow inherently still affect you, moving on, bettering yourself, and focusing on things that you can change is much better than wallowing in victimhood. Focus on more than just your race or characteristics that you were born with and cannot change. You're an individual, stop with the group mentality, and offense is taken, not given. So if you take offense to the fact fact that I like watching interracial porn or anything that I've said here today. You took that offense, I did not mean to give it. And intent is all that matters in my opinion. Sorry that took a little bit of a serious turn there. I wanted this to be sexy and fun and thought-provoking, but not so much polarizing. So let's just pretend this video was however long it was gonna be when I just stuck to dicks and pussies. If you like this kind of stuff, please let me know. If you want me to do more commentary on just sex and porn related stuff, or if you want me to do more social and political commentary, let me know. I'm open to those things because I'm interested in those things in my personal life as well. And I just like making content that I'm proud of, that you guys enjoy watching. Mwah! I love you guys, to all the BBCs and LWCs out there. Keep enjoying whatever porn you want, whatever subgenre, whatever fetishes you have. There are psychological reasons why you have fetishes, and everyone has them. Also, porn is great. As long as you remember that it's not exactly real life. Mwah! Bye, guys.